we do need to talk about this. I did like this. I gave it 4 or 5 stars on Goodreads. This is The Pisces by Melissa Broder, in case you're wondering. It was good. It was strange. It was quite strange. But I love the way it was written. You know, it honestly reminded me of Leave the World Behind by Rumaan Alam, in that the writing style was this kind of scathingly honest, almost grotesquely human experience. It's kind of like, it doesn't gloss over things that are human or gross or strange. You know, I think I was reading Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman, and there's a line in it where the main character says something like, I hate dating because I hate pretending like I don't shit or piss like everyone else, or something like that. And it was like, you know, that's kind of true. It's like we, especially as women, I feel like we're pressured to be these clean, proper women that don't discuss things that might be grotesque. And so the writing style in this was very not that, and I appreciated that, and was very refreshing. If you don't know, this is a story about Lucy, who has been writing her dissertation for a very long time, goes through a breakup, goes to dog sit at her sister's house, and ends up falling in love with a merman. Like an actual merman. And I really liked this because it didn't feel like fairy tale logic. Like I was worried when it said like it was a little bit fantasy and like it would be about a merman, that it would be fairy tale logic, and that's very hard for me to understand. I don't like the idea of not knowing what's real or not. But it wasn't like that. And also, the farther I got into it, I mean, I don't think this is a spoiler, but what if we get to the end and it's like, oh, this was all just a dream. She's actually back at home with her boy. You know what I mean? It was like, are we gonna get to the end of this story and it's gonna be like, she's in an insane asylum. It's just in a blank room. But that's not what the ending was. And I really thought the ending was excellent. And I was very satisfied with it. And yeah, I gave this, I think, 5 stars. And it's not my favorite book I've ever read, but it does what it's doing so well that I could not give it 5 stars. So I really liked this, and it was a real page turner. Like, I couldn't put it down. But the sex scenes are interesting. I mean, it was good. It was just strange. So, know that going in. It was erotic. The little blurb at the bottom says, explosive, erotic, and scathingly funny. That's pretty accurate. There's some stuff like that in there. Anyway, I was just gonna walk you through some books that I've read recently that I liked. And one of them is The Pisces. Another one is this, which I talked about in my other video, Leanne Shapton, Important Artifacts and Personal Property, from the collection of Lenore Doolin and Harold Morris. This is like a sleeper hit. And this has been out since, like, 2009? 2009. And this really unique form of like auction items and captions to portray this relationship was really beautiful. To me, it was so stunning, so well done, so thorough, and I love multimedia art pieces. Like, I love artists that use more than one medium, and this was just, it brought me to tears at times. Like, I cried during one of these captions, and that's what I love about, you know, this is a love story. It's nothing new, but the way that it's portrayed is fresh, and the mediums through which Leanne Shapton displays this fictional couple's love is so visceral to me, and I'm so nostalgic. So I feel like this book just really, I was the ideal audience for this book, and I love it. So if you like things like this, you'll like it. I really liked this. It brought me to goddamn tears. And then we should talk about On Freedom by Maggie Nelson. The GOAT, Maggie Nelson. I finished this. I annotated a lot of things. I thought this was so good, so refreshing, and there's so much in it that went over my head that I know I'll be able to go back to it later and glean something new from it, which I love about a book. I love books that you know are going to be useful and meaningful for long periods of time, and that you haven't learned everything you can learn from it. And Maggie is just the best. She's the greatest of all time. And I just loved this. And she, you know, she really, the last section is climate change. She really just went out with a bang. A really optimistic note. Climate is, yeah. I'm gonna read you a quote, like something that I annotated. This is in The Ballad of Sexual Optimism. Unprocessed anger makes particularly poor soil from which to grow political commitments. Prison abolitionist Mary M. Kaba explains, so one of the things I always talk about is the importance of your individual traumas being transformed into political commitments. So you have an individual trauma that you experience, and then you have a political commitment that may be separate from that trauma. Love that. Let's see. In one of the climate sections, she says, contending with our collective predicament as a species amplifies the predicament in which we find ourselves as mortal beings, which can feel overwhelming even on a good day. That's good. I think I just really loved her unbiased perspective, or at least it felt unbiased to me, and portraying both sides of something and stepping back and saying there might not be a right answer, or both answers might be right. I appreciate that sort of thing, especially coming from, I feel like I grew up around a lot of beliefs that weren't allowed to be threatened or questioned. And so, yeah, I learned a lot in this, and I thought it was excellent. So that's Maggie. And yeah, I just wanted to go through some books I've read recently. And yeah, I think I might do another video soon about do a little book haul. But yeah, these are some books I've read recently. They're good. They're really fucking good. And it's been nice. It's been very refreshing. I live. Now I'm gonna go and not read a book and watch Trixie Mattel videos.